Good evening, guys. All settled in here at Dubrovnik, Croatia on Thursday night, the 18th of October. We left Pula in Istria yesterday morning and then 2 very long drive days. But last night got to Split and just spent overnight there, which wasn't the original plan. But it's a beautiful city, really more of a transit center and gateway to Croatia's famous islands, Hvar and Korčula, etc. But anyway, yeah, the drive today was phenomenal, great weather. And just getting settled in the next 2-3 days we'll be exploring this beautiful area. Of course, Croatia's most famous and touristy city in Dubrovnik, and then maybe out to Montenegro. So let's take a look. Good afternoon all. On that 5-hour road trip from Pula down to Split, and on the way we're hoping to do a national park called Plitvice, and it is actually one of the most famous parks in all of Europe and has this incredible series of waterfalls and lakes with some of the clearest water in the world. And anyway, we got there all fogged in, drizzling, and so on, and it would have been an hour and a half, 2 hours minimum, just on the road trip. So anyway, that's a shame, but it is a reason to come back to Croatia someday. So on our way down to Split, we're going to have just a night there. So we've already outlined all of the sightseeing to do. And in the summer season, that is the launch point for the most famous islands in the country, like Hvar and Korčula. They're closed down right now, basically. It's off-season. Kind of like when I was in the Black Sea, it was off-season. Everything is closed. So we're going to scrap Hvar and Korčula and head right for Dubrovnik tomorrow for 3 days and to the Bay of Kotor. Anyway, so off to Split. We'll see you later. Well, made it to Split. Here is one of the beaches on the Adriatic Sea. We're going to walk down there and see what's going on. All right, coast of the Adriatic here at Split. Beautiful afternoon, about 80 degrees. So everything I've read about this part of the world says it should be cold and rainy in late October, and instead it is like 80 degrees, maybe 85, a little roasty. So that's interesting. I just wish I had my bathing suit on today, but it's tucked away somewhere in some dirty suitcase. Huh. These things happen. Hey kids, so rather than staying in Old Town here in Split, we're staying kind of a little bit out of that into sort of like a new town area. This feels exactly like San Diego sort of feel, you know, the Mediterranean climate and so on. It's really interesting. But we're headed into Old Town and probably taking an Uber back because this is like, oh, a half-hour walk at least or so. But yeah, San Diego. Okay, wow, just like that we go from San Diego to, wow, it's incredible narrow street of Old Town. I've never seen such a drastic yeah, line in the sand. I mean, that was a dramatic shift. Let's see what's up ahead. It's a pretty crazy stuff there. I wish I knew the story of that. All I can hear is Japanese tourists right now. Wow, so much for my theory of October having no tourists. It's just sick with them. They're like ants. But that's pretty cool. I finally found it. Officially the most narrow street, alleyway, something I've ever seen in my life. It's kind of cool. One can just sort of, maybe 2 people can pass. Kind of cool. Yeah, not all old towns are created alike. This one has more of a Venice feel, maybe? Not sure. Certainly nothing like Rovine the other day with all those colors and stuff. Yeah. Even narrower streets on some of these side streets. This is what's known as the Riva here in Split, which means harbor. And this is where all those that want to be seen are seen. And this is, of course, why I'm here. Well, we found a place finally to chill out and have some dinner in Old Town. Good morning. It's a beautiful autumn morning here in Split, Croatia. It's the 18th, about 9 a.m. and we're taking off for Dubrovnik. Good morning, folks. After a nice night in Split and getting to the Adriatic, we're on our way to Dubrovnik, which is, of course, the most famous city in Croatia and also known as Pearl of the Adriatic. It has a very long history, and tourism there was huge during the Tito years of communism, and then after the wars of the 90s, where Dubrovnik was basically destroyed, there was no tourism. And now the tourists are back in droves, and in fact a lot more of them than ever before. In fact, reading through Rick Steves, that is the one bad thing about Dubrovnik, and it's killing itself in some ways, is when the 6 cruise ships come in. Anyway, Game of Thrones, this was a major filming site over the years, and they have Game of Thrones tours. If I was a fan of the show, we'd certainly be going on those. But a lot of the scenes, I mean, from Blackwater Beach or something to some girl storing her dragons under some dungeons, and somebody doing a walk of shame, walking naked down some stairs, I guess. I was reading about this. We're all filmed there in Dubrovnik. So again, major film area. And that's added to the popularity and the crowds there. But yeah, it'll be fun. It's a very distinct old town, and I think more so than most, and it juts into the Adriatic. So that will be interesting. And this time we're out in the suburbs, so we'll be taking buses or trams. Hey guys, we're just going through a strange situation here, which I'd read about. Bosnia, the country of Bosnia, has about a 10-mile strip of access to the Adriatic that was probably formed in the Dayton agreements. But anyway, so we just did passport control out of Croatia and out of the European Union and then into Bosnia. And it's like maybe 10 miles of Bosnia. And then we will have to go back out and check out passports again to get back into Croatia. Really, really odd. A 10-mile stretch of beach. Wow, and that's a cool village nestled on the hill. This is that little 10-mile stretch of Bosnia. And yeah, just look at that. It almost looks like the Cinque Terre of Italy as it spans into the Adriatic. Finally made it to Dubrovnik. And this Airbnb is unique. It's more like a beach house, like what you would think of on Cape Cod or Cape Hatteras or Myrtle Beach or something. Very much a beach house. Here's bedroom number 1. And the cute little kitchen. Bedroom number 2. Told Lori she'd get thrown in there since it's my holiday. And the living room. Very much this, common tan, gray, white kind of deal, but also a cool little sunroom, which is neat. And mandarins are grown everywhere, and oranges, so it's kind of cool that she left us some of those. And I gotta tell you, they were the most flavorful that I've ever had. But anyway, yeah, it's a nice beach house. The sheer amount of wine over here on this trip has been just staggering, and all this is, of course, Croatian wine. Merlots, Cabernet, a lot of brands I've never even heard of. But I have some friends that love wine, and this stuff is like between, $3 and $10 US, and it has been unbelievable. It makes me sad we can't get cheaper wines at home of quality. Okay, out to dinner here in Dubrovnik. Beautiful evening, and we're trying to find Some place to eat. Tomorrow is Old Town. Tonight is just getting settled in, and then hopefully Montenegro the next day. Alright, this is sort of creepy. In Croatia, to find a place for the first time in 2 months that tries to do Mexican food. Of course you see Mexican food nowhere in Europe, why would you? But there it is. I'm very curious about the quality. So that's about it from Dubrovnik here. We had a nice dinner and no Mexican food. We opted against that, which is probably pretty smart. But yeah, just a drive day these last couple days, and tomorrow we'll dig into Dubrovnik, into Old Town, and get to the beach. So until tomorrow, we'll see ya.